Bribes, kickbacks, and payoffs. Football's global governing body, FIFA, is rocked Wednesday by a massive U.S. federal corruption indictment against current and former top officials. Now, the U.S. announcement was followed by a separate notification of a probe by Swiss authorities into allegations connected to the awarding of the 2018 and 2022 World Cups. Several FIFA officials were arrested today in Zurich. VOA's Jeff Caster has our report.
The U.S. indictment includes 47 counts against 14 people covering charges of racketeering, wire fraud, and money laundering in a scheme that prosecutors say involves sports media executives paying or agreeing to pay more than $150 million in exchange for marketing rights to tournaments. Switzerland's Federal Office of Justice says 7 FIFA officials were arrested Wednesday, pending extradition to the United States. At a news conference in Geneva, FIFA Director of Communications, Walter de Gregorio, told reporters overall this is a good thing for FIFA.
This for FIFA is good. It's not good in terms of image, it's not good in terms of reputation, but in terms of cleaning up, in terms of everything what we did in the last 4 years, in terms of the reform process, this is good.
FIFA President Sepp Blatter is not among those being charged. He's up for re-election to a 5th term on Friday. The international football community has, for the most part, reacted with shock. The president of the French Football League, Frédéric Thérèse, says it is a blow to the league's image.
This morning, I am profoundly shocked as you are, as the whole world is, and above all, I'm deeply saddened by the image it gives of football. Remember that fight against corruption in France is one of the biggest issues for me, as the recent case of alleged match-fixing in Nîmes shows. If the facts are proven surrounding corruption in the giving of gifts relating to one decision or another, it would be extremely serious, and I would want the Swiss police and legal system to see this affair through to the end.
FIFA's de Gregorio says there will be no changes in upcoming football tournaments despite the allegations. Jeff Custer, VOA News, Washington.
Well, joining us now for more insight into today's FIFA scandal news is VOA's corruption correspondent Jeffrey Young. Hello, Jeffrey.
Hello. Good to see you, Vincent.
Good to see you. Now, what a big day in the world. This FIFA investigation has been going on for a long time, and it did involve so many people over a long period of time. How did it happen?
They have been looking at all sorts of aspects of FIFA for several decades. In fact, in the course of this investigation, they went all the way back into the middle 90s. There are many different ways that corruption can take place in a situation like this. At the very top, you have FIFA, the world sanctioning and approval body for football all over the world. But FIFA is made up of 6 sub-organizations based on region. Africa has its own organization, North America, South America, Asia, etc. The crux of what has been going on is at all these different levels, you have marketing companies and media organizations. I run a huge television network. I want access to coverage of World Cup qualifying games in Africa. So I go to the African sanctioning body that sits below FIFA and go to these people and sit down and have a conversation and say, and what does it take for me to get the television rights to be the exclusive broadcaster for the next qualifying games? Yeah. So you see, the corruption builds layer by layer all the way to the top.
And over time, and the motivation is there. The question is, some people have accused FIFA of not being an open organization. You actually interviewed somebody today, and he said there is a need for reform.
Chris Eaton, who is the Executive Director of Sport Integrity at the International Institute for Sport Security, very ironically, Vince, in Doha, Qatar, the site of the 2022 games. Yeah. He calls FIFA one of the most opaque organizations in the world. Decisions are made behind closed doors. There is an executive committee within FIFA that operates without interaction with people, does not communicate with people. Decisions are not explained. Everything is behind closed doors. And you know, when things are behind closed doors, sometimes people can be persuaded. Yes. And there's various ways of doing that.
Very quickly, in a few seconds, for the benefit of our viewers, why are some of these officials being brought to the United States?
Simply, the United States has 2 laws that reach globally. One of them is called FCPA, the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. Any activity that takes place anywhere in the world that involves a U.S. company, a U.S. bank, if it's a foreign company that has deposits in an American bank, then FCPA applies. The other one is typically used for gangsters, RICO, the Racketeering and Corrupt Organizations Act. Both of these are in play by the U.S. Justice Department in the indictment of these 14 individuals.
Well, Jeff, this is just the beginning. You might be back in the coming days. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Well, Jeffrey Young is VOA's corruption correspondent. Thank you.